Looking back, it probably wasn't the best of choices I could have made. I chose for my discipline of study during Lent the study of the book of Revelation. It's been a very interesting journey reading Revelation in the midst of a pandemic. The affinities between the political climates of that age and today are a bit scary and spooky. The book also comes with some temptation. Looking at a pandemic through the eyes of Revelation offers one an opportunity to think about divine judgment and the end of the world. And plenty of folks have gone there. But for me, the startling piece about Revelation was as I got to the end, I found myself thinking not so much about a final end, a final judgment, but rather asking the question, is Revelation really a wake-up call to the churches of John's age? And can it serve as a wake-up call for us in this age? One of the startling images at the end of Revelation is the new heaven and the new earth. And what makes it startling is that, contrary to much of our popular understanding, it's not a movement from earth to heaven, but rather a movement from heaven to earth. The New Jerusalem will come down from heaven and inaugurate a new age, a new time. And if this is indeed a wake-up call that we are going through, then how might we look at our time together? Decades ago, George H.W. Bush, in his inaugural address, spoke of a kinder, gentler nation. I don't think many of us who have lived through the last few years would dispute the fact that his dream is far from a reality. And yet, as we have looked at the past few weeks, there are glimpses that, apart from the political world, we have moved into a kinder and gentler place. When we look at the work done in hospitals, the work done in food cupboards, the caring for neighbors, the lifting up of those whom we've often overlooked. These are signs that the world is changing. Few of us who have been in isolation over the last month or so believe that when we come out of this, we will be just like we were. The world as we knew it has come to an end, and we are entering into a new world. Will it be kinder and gentler? That will be yet to see. Some of it we will not have an opportunity to impact. But much of what that new world will look like is in our ability and in our grasp. How have our lives changed in these past few weeks? What have we learned about ourselves, the world, and God? And how are those learnings going to impact how we move on from here. How have our priorities changed? How have those things that we thought we could not live without and suddenly are trivial, how will we deal with that in the world to come? How will we deal with those people who are now so important in our lives? Will I continue to get upset when one of those stock people at the grocery store gets in my way? Or will I become impatient with that truck driver when he takes up the left-hand lane going up a hill? Or will I ever look at a nurse the same way again? How will our world change? I think from my perspective, Revelation gives us an opportunity to think about that, particularly in this time of isolation. To begin to plan what changes we need to make and what changes have already occurred. That we emerge from this a kinder and gentler people in this new age, in this world to come. When pain of the world surrounds us with darkness and despair, when searching just confounds us with false hopes everywhere, when lives are starved for meaning and destiny is bare, we are called to follow Jesus and let God's healing flow through us. We see with fear and trembling our aching world in need, confessing to each other our wastefulness and greed. May we with steadfast caring the hungry children feed. We are called to follow Jesus and let God's justice flow through us. We praise you for our journey and your abundant grace, your saving word that guided a struggling human race. O God, with all creation, your future we embrace. We are called to follow Jesus and let God's changes flow through